What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We go into the NFL Week 6, breaking down the whole slate. But first, we always got to start off with the Thursday night football game, which kind of was a stinker. Chiefs blowing out the Broncos before the Broncos scored a late time touchdown to make it a little closer. As always, these are your hosts. I'm Paul Pickle Winham Concha, and I'm joined with.
Hey man, it's your boy Kev Water Voice Boy, aka the Don PYE, aka the motherfucking all black today. Cause RIP my fantasy team. Justin Jefferson, IR, 4 weeks.
At least
Uh,
he might be out for 6 to 8 weeks.
uh, and I would have looked like a genius if I had traded him that week I was rapping about it. But
We're
so
hoping,
RIP my
we're
RIP
hoping
my
you make your way
fantasy
to the
team.
playoffs and he can come back.
We was 2-3. Joe Burrow just came back. We were looking good, Paolo. But then I had to trade. I had to put the number 2 receiver in the league in a PPR league on the IR to put in to start the number 69 receiver, Michael Gallup.
Hey, that's not all too bad. I know some people like in our 20-man league that had Jay Jettas. There ain't that. I think his options was like Quentin Johnson, Marvis Valdez Scantling, like motherfuckers like that. At least Gallup at least gets looks.
This man's had 115-point game, Paul. Justin Jefferson had 330s. I'm sick right now.
Like, fantasy football for you. It always happens. You always got to count for at least like two or three of the guys going top 10. Like someone somewhere. A lot of people thought it was gonna be Tyreek because of his size and usage, but it happened to be Jay Jettas this year.
Mm. Happened to me last year with Cooper Kupp.
Well, before we jump into this Thursday night game, go down, like, and subscribe. It means the world. Go down, drop in the comments what y'all thought of the Thursday night game, or if y'all didn't really catch that game. Give us your thoughts on the slate. If y'all got any bets y'all gonna be riding this weekend, let us hear them down in the comment section. But Thursday night, Kev, I mean, the Russ interception prop hit. If y'all listen to me, because I didn't give it as official pick, but I said Russ 2 interceptions is going to be in play for me. I cashed that. It was plus 600 by itself. And I was one Isaiah Pacheco touchdown away from cashing the 2,200 ride or die bet I gave out to the people. Everything else cashed except for the Pacheco touchdown. And it was all, I mean, Travis Kelce at halftime, 100 fucking yards. No other tight end has a 100-yard game at all this season. I mean, one other tight end has a 100-yard game at all this season. Like Travis Kelce, even with the ankle sprain, seemed to be back. The Broncos, their offense looks fucking terrible. Their defense looks fucking terrible. Sean Payton isn't even on the hot seat, which is crazy. This I don't know. I think this Broncos team, it's time, Kev. I think it's time to just fully sell and just invest somewhere else right now. Some of these other young budding teams, because the Broncos look like they're not even like a one. First, they were a quarterback away. They got the quarterback. Then they were a head coach away. Then they get the head coach, and they look worse than ever. And it's like I think it's time to just pull out completely all the land. Chiefs offensively, they kind of struggled. They didn't score much points. It was all the kicker. Shout out Harrison Buckner, 60-yard kicker, 60-yard bomb to go into halftime. Shout out Sean Payton for being dumb enough to call the timeout so they can kick the ball. Just fucking little shit like that. Like it's just, I think that summed up the game altogether. It was that Sean Payton timeout before halftime so Buckner could kick the ball, and then he comes out afterwards saying, "I actually didn't know what the time or the down it was when I called that timeout. That was actually my mistake." It's like fucking, it's pitiful, and it all happened on prime time in front of everybody.
Everybody. Yeah, pitiful is the best word for it. I mean, I might have been asking for some favors, having a couple of realtors out there just looking, just appraising our stake in Bronco County. It's low right now. It's really, really low. Our
Fucking
investment,
shocked.
our investment is not paying off, and we thought we tried to buy it low because we was like, oh, they're about to get crazy. They're just one thing away. Oh, it's low right now. So we shouldn't sell yet, but we should start investing money elsewhere because this is not the one that's going to retire our parents. So But the Kansas City Chiefs looked good. Okay, Travis Kelsey is a fucking dog. Taylor Swift was in the house. Swifty was lit. And I'm noticing that Patrick Mahomes' wife hangs out with Taylor Swift like heavy. So like now every time she's in the mix, you can see she's in that she gets some free airtime and shit. So I'm like, oh, everybody's banking off for this. Okay, I see how this goes.
And outside of the game, I mean, with the Broncos, we're saying it might be the Rams, it might be the Raiders, it might be the Cardinals having the fire sale about halfway through the season. It's the Broncos. They let Randy Gregory walk for a bag of chips to go join the 49ers. Randy Gregory was on the Cowboys 2 years ago, lighting the world on fire, pass rusher. Then Frank Clark, they released him after the game. And now the reports are Frank Clark's probably going to go back to the Chiefs, most likely scenario. Just releasing the guy so he can go join a winner because he's getting older. And then you got Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton on the trade block and kind of pivot from all the rumors of everyone getting shipped out of there. Jerry Jeudy, I mean, that was bigger than the game to me. Was Jerry Jeudy and Steve Smith Senior going back and forth, like the Steve Smith saying that he was going to go up to him and apologize. That in the past he did say he wasn't that good of a receiver, until Jerry Jeudy saw him and said, "I don't fuck with you, motherfucker," from what most people are saying, and then repeated it again. And then Steve Smith took the high road, didn't say. He said, "I wanted to apologize," but at that time, nah. And then he looked into the camera and said, "I'm sorry, you're an average ass receiver. I'm sorry that you're not even a. If someone was to call me to ask if you should be traded for, I'm gonna tell them no. You're a tier 3 guy. You ain't no fucking wide receiver 1, basically." And I was like, damn, like I love Steve Smith. That boy's electric, and he got the credentials to talk about wide
He
receivers.
got G5 classification.
So Jerry Jeudy might not like it, but like I mean, Shannon Sharp last year said like that boy was gifted in all the footwork, but ain't got no hands, and it's all true. That boy got so many drops. I mean, maybe it is the usage. Who knows? He was supposed to be the next great thing, but footwork go crazy. Does something isn't working with him? Apparently Steve Smith said, "Hey, you wide receiver 3."
Damn. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would prefer him to be a wide receiver 3 on my team, like as somebody I could put in the slot. But especially with all that footwork, but hey, man. I mean, I can't argue with Steve Smith. I don't have the highest catches in Panthers history. Like, I don't know. The fuck do I know? So, like, hey, if he called him an average ass player and he continues to put up average ass numbers and has had above average ass in drops, I gotta rock with Steve.
Steve might not be wrong on this one.
Yeah,
Patrick
I mean,
Mahomes.
yeah, that's funny. I just can't say shit on it. I'm like, what am I supposed to be, Steve? That was unprofessional. Hey, man, shit is what it is.
And before we move on to the slate, I will say Patrick Mahomes played his 100th career game last night. He's 80-20 all time. Absolutely
But
fucking
that's insane because he has 25,000 yards and like 25,600 like six. So like I mean, bruh's doing
250 a game.
256, 258 per game. That's insane.
Man's a winner. But let's
80 and 20 is
get
crazy.
into this slate, Kev. Our last London game on the year.
Really.
Yes, we still got some Germany games pulling up, but this is the last London game. We got Titans home dog quotations against the Ravens. Vrabel is at when he's a home dog, he's 25-12-1 against the spread. It's usually really good games for them when they're home dogs. But do you think that home dog shit travels across the pond?
The Raiders have lost to what? The Commies?
The Ravens, they lost to.
Nah, the Ravens lost to the Steelers. Who the
Yeah, they're
Raiders?
going off this, bad loss. Not bad loss, but it was a close loss.
Who's the not the Ravens? The Titans. The Titans just lost to who?
They're coming off a loss to the. Let me see. I know they beat the fuck out of the Bengals, and then they lost to the Colts. Gardner Minshew second half.
Oh, Garner Minch. Oh yeah, and Anthony Richardson was tearing their ass up. I mean, they're both coming off of losses. I I would take the high road with the Ravens because I do like Lamar against this defense. But I just don't think this Ravens offenses look good at all this season yet. Like there's not one point where it was like, yo, this is the Ravens. Nah, they got the new offensive coordinator, the weapons supposedly, and then aren't just looking crazy with it. Like even Mark Andrews doesn't look like a world beater like he has in previous seasons. So if you take the Ravens, you can respect it, but at the same time, it's not like a 100 for surefire pick. And then at the same time, this Titans team is up and down. So I really think it comes down to the fact that they're playing in London. Who's better in the London games? Because the Jaguars fuck everybody up in London. So let's see like who genuinely has better. How do you think this game's gonna go?
I was gonna go big on the Titans home dog stuff, and then I saw they played in London, and I was like, oh fuck, I can't even go into home dog area. Lamar, I mean, the two things that kind of scare me for this matchup is the both teams are really good against the run. So like if the Derrick Henry doesn't get going, we could see the Titans collapse because they need him to get going on the run. But then the Ravens, Lamar Jackson has this turnover issue, whether it be a fumble or an interception. He's had a turnover in every game so far, which the Titans team we saw like they live off of that. Their defense isn't the best, but they somehow another find ways to get turnovers. But I'm gonna have to go with the Ravens just off the pure fact that some stat came out that they had like 8 drops last game. It was fucking terrible drops. It was the 8 drops that was made by the Ravens wide receivers was like it counted for 3 touchdowns and 170 yards worth of offense or some shit. Like that's a lot of points that the Steelers like that was just left on the board, and you can't account for that to happen back to back. Like so, I think this might be an ugly game, but I think the Ravens find a way to win.
Okay, so we both big Ravens on this one. Look at us agreeing to start the show. Top
Yeah.
of the morning. We'll see you at 9:30 in London.
Another close game on the slate, starting off with the 1 o'clock. Falcons are at home, 2.5 point favorite against the Commies. Commies coming off a bad loss on prime time against the Broncos. Not the Broncos, against the Bears, where the Bears look they to be all the way alive. Falcons coming off a hard fought win, Kev. Very hard fought win against the Houston Texans. So I know you're going to pick the Falcons, but let me hear why you picked the Falcons.
Don't get me wrong. Picking the Falcons because they're the better team. I'm picking the Falcons because they grind harder. I'm picking the Falcons because they look good while they do it. But you got to remember how this game went last year with the last second touchdown to scare Taylor Heineke up, throwing it up to Scary Terry with the time expiring. They beat us, and they beat us with a game-saving touchdown. We remember Arthur Smith remembered that. Desmond Ridder, he was on the bench, but he remembered that. I remember that. So that's the energy we're coming into this game with. So if we come through with this game, I think that we can see how Justin Fields was successful on the film last week. Sam Howell, Jesse Bates looked like a motherfucking smooth criminal out there, and we hold it down. Not the number 2 graded PFF rankings safety behind some dude from Miami.
Javon,
And then
Snowman.
So if our defense comes in there and just shows that, like, yo, bro, we gonna show you you use an average ass quarterback, use exactly what Paul said you was, then we Gucci. And then Desmond Ridder go ahead and get a little shifty, make sure he gets his receivers involved. Bijan, be ready for the pitch, and we look good. Take the 2.5.
One thing that kind of scares me though is their defensive line, which as a unit's been pretty good, going up against y'all's offensive line. Not in the running scenario, because they're actually bottom 5 a defensive run stopper. So I think if y'all lean into the running, and what the Falcons do, they run the fucking ball a lot. So like that's the one area I see y'all winning. But then it's like if y'all do try to throw that thing, we've seen y'all's offensive line try to pass block, and it's not the same world for them boys. And like it could be a long day for Riddler, or it could be a huge day for Bijan, which kind of scared. Like this is like a heads or tails if we go one or the other way.
Hey, what we finna do? Run the damn ball, man. They better not throw that shit for nothing. They better if they do throw that bitch, I want quick slants.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons. They've got a good win over the Houston's defense, and I would say that Washington's defense is right around the same area where you can run the ball all over them, but pass rush wise, they will get to you. So if they just repeat that same scenario, it'll be a close game. I wouldn't take the 2.5. I wouldn't lay the 2.5 just because this could come. This could be like a 1 or 2 point game. Like in all honesty.
Young Ho Cool gonna save the day.
Next game on the slate, Miami Dolphins 14-point favorite against the Panthers. Our boy Mark is big Panthers fan. Y'all know him from the boxing side of the podcast. I was talking to him, and even he said, "Nah, but we're about to get fucking cooked." And he admitted it, and like I think that sums me up. Like, there's not. I know we got no A chain, but it's okay. Like Raheem Mostert's gonna have himself a fucking field day, and I can already like tell. Like this is gonna be super offense. Nothing's gonna stop us.
Man, I mean, I'm expecting y'all to look good this game, hold it down, and handle business like it needs to be done. But if for some reason this game is close, I will be calling you just to talk shit.
And I'm actually going to take the Dolphins as a best bet. Mine is 14. I think the Giants have a better offense, even with the injuries, than the Panthers offense. And if we cover that number against them, I like us to do it back to back at home.
That's scary.
I do have Raheem Mostert over 75.5 rushing yards and Hayden Hurst over 2.5 receptions, the tight end for the Panthers. Next game on the slate, the Bengals are 3-point favorite at home. Seattle Seahawks 3-point underdog. Bengals versus Seahawks should be a fun game if Burrows continues to look as healthy as he has. If Burrow's healthy, I'm taking the Bengals. No, there's nothing like they have a really. The only way the Bengals can really fumble this is they have a fucking shitty run defense, and Kenneth Walker could have a day. But I think it might turn into a shootout, and I'm taking Joe Burrow, even looking healthier than ever here, baby.
I mean, Joe Burrow's still not 100%. Like, I think he looked good last week, but he might have had to ice them things real bad. You feel me? So I could see the Bengals winning this game, but that's if Joe Burrow can look to form like he did last week. Do you think this defense can stop Joe?
No, Seattle's defense. I mean, Devin Witherspoon had himself a day, but Devin Witherspoon plays the slot corner. He's not even a corner. He's not cornerback one. I think Jamar Chase. I got Jamar Chase over 87.5 receiving yards. I think he's gonna have another big day. It's this is T Higgins still banged up. Jamar Chase coming off complaining 2 weeks ago. I think it carries over, and I just think this is gonna be like the Bengals are back for real. Like there's no way they just can't keep lose. They can't lose anymore. Burrow's getting healthier, and I just think this is like if like, yeah, it was the Cardinals last week. It's hard to judge that win, but I really like the Bengals here. They're at home too. Like that's another thing. They're gonna have to home edge, and I just think Geno Smith on the road. I got him under 1.5 passing touchdowns prop also. Like I really like the Bengals here.
I
Best
mean, I
bet
respect
too.
it.
Bengals minus 2.5. Got to buy that half point on some books.
I respect it. I would love to see what this Bengals defense does against this offense because Geno can get explosive and Geno can get shifty sometimes. So I think I always get confused on the Seahawks for the Lions, and I think that the Lions offense is what the Seahawks offense looks like, but they're two differently. I would like to see how this Bengals defense matches up with Tyler Lockett and DK and Geno Smith throwing that thing.
They've had a good secondary. Their DBs aren't the issues. Their fucking run stoppers seem to be the issue this year.
Mm-hmm.
Next game on the slate, divisional game. Jaguars are 4.5 point favorite against the Colts. Not Gino. Garnu Minshew will be playing for the Colts. Is this the Garnu Minshew revenge game? Is he since the Jags didn't want him no more? And does he get up and lead the Colts to an underdog win on the road here?
Bro, that'd be so fun. I didn't even think about that. No cap. But these games go either or so much. It's crazy. I just think the Colts defense looked good last week. I don't know if they can look that good again this week, but Colts Jaguars. This game can go either way. We saw like when the Colts were a great team and still losing to this Jaguars team, but people were showing up as clowns. So like this is division that can go anything, anything can happen. But I think I might like the oof. I like the Jaguars better as a team, better coach, but that revenge game does does he have enough dog in him to produce it? Gardner Minshew? Does Gardner Minshew have enough dog in him to
That's one
produce
moxie motherfucker.
it?
Because even when he came in for the Eagles when Hurts was missed the game, he tore that bitch up.
Hell yeah. Even in college, he was him. So it's just like, fuck.
I'm see divisional games are always hard to touch. Ugh. The Jags are at home. Both teams are 3-2. This could be the game where the Colts defense just makes Trevor. Yeah, fuck it. Give me the Colts on the road. Gardner Minshew is gonna find a way to win this game. I don't know how. I just think it's gonna be a Trevor Lawrence turnover, maybe two interceptions, maybe a fumble, where the Colts defense sets up Gardner in like winnable positions.
Hell yeah. We'll see. I expect this Colts pass rush to be ready to come for it.
Are you going with the Jags?
Yeah, I'm taking the Jaggies. You know I got
All
to
right.
rock with my
Just
Jaggies.
to double check, you took the Bengals against the Seahawks, right? Or did you take
Yeah,
Geno?
I take the Bengals.
All right. Next game, another one of my best bets here. We got the Bears 3-point underdog at home against the Vikings. Give me the Vikings -3. Put that bitch in my best bets. The public is loving them some Bears right now. I know more money's on the Vikings, but like this line, if this was week one, the line would have been like Vikings -7. The fact that it's only -3, it's because people truly believe the Bears are back. Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, one thing he loves to do is fucking blitz. And I think Justin Fields, I don't know the numbers against the blitz. I could be wrong on this, but I remember his whole issue was he couldn't process the field quick enough, couldn't make the reads, couldn't see everything. And especially when people are blitzing him, I think he's gonna have a very hard time reading the field. And I like the Vikings big here. I even got a prop for Fields to throw an interception. And Jordan Addison over 53.5 receiving yards. He's wide receiver one now. No Jay Jettas. I'm sorry, Kev. But Jordan Addison, rookie, I think he's going to be the number one guy now. Like TJ Hawkinson's still going to be the legit number one guy, but the wide receiver who's going to get all the looks is going to be Jordan Addison.
That's real. I mean, I like the Vikings pick. I wanted to go with the Vikings. I wasn't as sure as you fucking was. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, damn, was the Vikings really a good pick?
I feel like they've had the most bad shit happen to them to lose a game. Where like like last year it was the opposite. All the good shit would happen for them to win the game. Eventually, you can't just this is one of the best 1-4 teams ever, bro. Like I just can't against this Bears team that just won their first game. They don't know what to do with a fucking coming off a win. They're not gonna be ready for this one.
That's real. That's real.
Next
I mean,
game,
I think
another one of
that's
my
that.
best bets going back to back here. Give me the 49ers give me 49ers 9.5 against this fucking Browns team. With no Deshaun Watson. Watson may miss a few weeks, actually, rotator cuff issues. Joe Bottino, all pro guard, is going to be missing the game as well. And 102 consecutive starts for the Browns will not be playing this week. This 49ers team is not taking the gas off the pedal. And that's why I'm laying the fucking 9.5. And they got fucking PJ Walker starting for the Browns this week. PJ Walker, XFL legend. Y'all saw when he was on the Panthers how much it was easy to bet against him. It's gonna be so easy. This is gonna be an easy one.
That's fine. That's fine.
And do I have any props for this game? Actually, I didn't take anything. Oh, Kittle under 3.5 receptions. He had his big game last week. They might need him to run block a lot against Myles Garrett and the old boy on the other side. So I don't see him getting over 3.5 this game.
You think Christian McCaffrey gets another touchdown in this one to keep the streak going?
Oh, he's definitely getting a touchdown.
Oh yeah, he might get 3.
49ers defense scores a touchdown too this game.
Oh, I like that. Hey, I want to see Brock Purdy. I don't know what game is going to be the game to make me be like, okay, this is the one Brock Purdy's going to lose because every game they come in crazy.
Continues to do it. Hey, can't bet against the man that keeps winning.
Facts.
Next game onto the slate here. Texans 2-point underdog at home against the Saints. It was 1.5 when I took the bet, so I'm just gonna give out my best bet is the Saints minus 1.5 against CJ Stroud and the boy. CJ Stroud has looked great, Kev. Don't get me wrong, but I think this is the game. I got the prop plus 125. CJ Stroud throw an interception. The Saints defense is just really good. Their offense abysmal. This is gonna be a very ugly game. I wouldn't be shocked if the defense scores a touchdown here from either side. I'm not betting it, but I wouldn't be shocked. There's going to be a lot of defense, but I think the Saints have the better defense, and Alvin Kamara is going to be able to run the ball against them. I also got Alvin Kamara over 68.5 rushing yards and Dameon Pierce under 51.5 rushing yards. Kev, how do you think the Texans are going to be barking loud at home?
Fuck no. I think the
Damn,
Texans.
completely out. I thought we liked the Texans for a little bit.
I mean, the Texans cool peoples and shit. I mean, I like the players, not the organization. But I don't think they're gonna do shit. And it's just Saints defense. I had to watch them play for 4 quarters. Well, 4 quarters and 14 minutes. And they didn't score a touchdown until the last drive against us last week. This Texas defense is not ready for a New Orleans defense that's on one after shutting out Bill Belichick last week. Like these motherfuckers gonna feel something. I mean, CJ Stroud, if you looked up, I think I could see him having like 280, 250 this game, but it's gonna be a lot of mistakes. Definitely gonna be a costly turnover. So yeah, I don't think I want to say it all the way out of it, but I just don't think this offense got shit to do. So I don't know what the Texans defense is gonna let the Saints offense do.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaning into Kamara. Like I said last week when they played the Falcons, running backs can get plays on them. I think Derek Carr looks ugly. CJ Stroud's gonna look ugly, but Saints defense is gonna win this game. They're gonna be the best unit on the field. Both on the Saints. Next game is this the last? Yeah, that was the last of the 1 o'clocks. Our 4 o'clock games. Raiders 3-point favorite at home against this Patriots team. Raiders coming off a way to find a win. You got a couple angles on this game. You got Bill Belichick against previous coach McDaniels. You also got Jacoby Myers, who's having a hell of a season on the Raiders. Revenge game for the Raiders because of the fact the Patriots let him walk and paid Juju the money that he wanted. Juju hasn't knee. We might not play again. His knee's an issue. He hasn't looked good when he did play. And Jacoby Myers is looking really good on the Raiders. So, like, are you leaning whose revenge game outweighs who here?
So I think Jacoby Myers looked good for sure, but like you do gotta remember, Brett does have like Devontae Adams on his team, so there's like a lot of attention that has to go in another place. I don't know if Bill Belichick is putting all that attention on one person. So it doesn't sound smart to take them boys after watching them get blown out 2 weeks in a row.
Massive blowouts.
Terrible blowouts. But it's like, yo, you got to do something. And this is a game where you can do that. But Mac Jones has played so bad. I feel like even this Raiders defense might look good against him. So I'm kind of torn between the two.
Max Crosby coming off a big game, too.
Right. Max Crosby is going to be in that backfield for sure. So coming off of a game like this, coming off the games they came off of, I really don't know. I'm torn, but like my original gut feeling and how I thought the NFL was going to go at the beginning of the season says take the Patriots. No way Bill Belichick gets beat again, but like he might, and he might get uncomfortable. This might be something he hasn't done in a while. Lose this many games in a row. So I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. What you think?
So best bet Patriots +3. I think also they played last year, and let's not forget this is the game Mac Jones threw that shit straight to Chandler Jones. He scores the game-winning walk-off touchdown. Not saying that's the reason why I'm going for this team. I just think they're going to be the better coach team. Bill Belichick's a way better coach than McDaniels. This is McDaniels came from Belichick. This is You always take the mentor to beat the other coach, especially if he's not good. I think this is the Ramondre Stevenson game. A lot of fantasy owners are going to be waiting for Ramondre Stevenson. Give me the Ramondre Stevenson anytime touchdown, plus 155 odds. Stevenson over 50.5 rushing yards. The Raiders have a really bad defense against the run. And I think Bill Belichick, he knows what he got on the field and he knows how to run the fucking ball. Jimmy G, throw an interception. That I think you can lock up as well. Throw that on the props. This Patriot defense is going to cause problems for Jimmy G, who has not looked good. And I just think as a dog here, I really like the Patriots. That's why they're +3 best bet. Now, Kev,
Yeah.
who's your final pick? The Raiders or the Pats?
Oh man,
I think he was leaning Pats, but I'm not sure.
I'm leaning Pats, and it's in Oakland.
Yeah, it's in Vegas.
All right, I'm gonna take the home dogs. I'm gonna take the home dogs. Why not? Get a
They're
dog.
not the Patriots are the dog on this one.
Really? Damn, I
Yeah,
was trying to take the Raiders as a dog.
that's why I have them as my best bet +3.
Damn, I was trying to take the boys as a dog. I mean, we'll take the Patriots. Why not?
Next game on the slate, the Lions rolling into Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are a 3-point home dog. This is also one of my best bets. Give me the Bucks +3.
Wow.
Uh, Straight up, they have a really good defense. I was kind of doubting them because of what they did last year, but their defense is playing really good. Baker's playing good. I know you can say Jared Goff on the road. That's someone I like to fade. David Montgomery will be the basically the lone running back. No Jahmyr Gibbs. Laporte's on injury report. He's questionable. He probably will play because he's a dog, but he's just a little banged up. Amon St. Brown's banged up. This is a road spot that I don't think they care about as much. Like if they're going into the Packers, if they're going into Minnesota, I would be like, yeah, give me the Lions. But they don't really care about Tampa Bay. The humidity is going to get to the North team, outdoor stadium. They're not used to that heat. I just think that everything, take the teams out of it and you just look at all the trends of everything. The Bucks are a really good spot here. Give me the +3. Give me the Bucks straight up to win.
Really?
Coming off a bye, they're healthier.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Lions. The team that beat the Chiefs to start the season off, I'm definitely taking this Lions. The team that just beat the brakes off of some bad team, 24-42. Oh, the Panthers, 24-42. I think Baker can cook a little bit in this game for sure. But this Lions defense is an issue, and this Bucks O line, even though I feel like they haven't been being called out single handedly for like breaking shit on them, they got to be ready to be on this motherfucker on that game all game. You feel me? So I'm taking the Lions on this one.
And my props, Jared Goff interception. I think he throws one on. It's on the road. Jared Goff on the road is not the better guy. Give me David Montgomery under 76.5 rushing yards. It's higher than CMC's over under on rushing yards for the week. And the Bucks only allow 94.5 rushing yards. They allow under rushing yards per game. There's a really good rush defense. And then Cade Otton, tight end for the Bucks, over 2.5 catches. Lions linebackers aren't the best against the tight ends. They honestly are bottom 5 against tight ends. So I think he gets over 2.5.
Okay.
Then two more 4 o'clock games. Rams 7-point favorite against the Cardinals. Sean McVay's wife may go into labor over the weekend. If that happens, he will not be there. Defensive coordinator will step in as the head coach. Something to keep an eye on, even though it is a 7-point spread. The Rams should win this game. Everything for me saying to take the Rams. Cooper Kupp's back. Puka looked to be just as good with Cooper Kupp back. This offense, the Cardinals defense is so bad. I think the Rams put up a lot of points here. Like Rams blowout. That might honestly, that might make it into the best bets. Give me the Rams -7.
I mean, it's not a bad bet at all. I think that's pretty straight. But damn, I didn't know that you just felt so. I thought this game would have been like the Cardinals are gonna try to shoot it out because isn't it go because back when the last Kingsbury because didn't Kingsbury used
Yeah,
to
that's
beat
Kingsbury. This is a new regimen.
Yeah, I thought they was gonna lose. I thought you thought Jahan Dotson could get some miracle working. Cause I think this game is gonna start off with the Cardinals winning, and then it's gonna turn into like, oh yeah, you guys need that number one draft pick.
It could
So
start off with them winning. I'm not gonna lie. It could be like an early lead, but I think they just run out of the Cardinals just keep running out of bullets.
yeah, and I like the Rams to find a second magazine full of bullets and get the laying the bitches out.
Yeah, again, this is the game. Give me Cooper Kupp anytime touchdown scorer -110. Stafford over 1.5 touchdowns. Stafford over 277.5 passing yards. I think this is going to be a prolific offense come Sunday. Ertz over 3.5 receptions. The Rams are one of the worst teams against the tight end. Ertz they're going to have to throw the ball. Ertz gets a lot of targets over 3.5.
Yeah, hopefully he's on my fantasy team.
And then we're both on the Rams here. Our last game in the 4 o'clock session is it might be ugly. The Jets, 6.5 point underdog at home against the Philadelphia Eagles.
It was a good try when they first came out with it.
Sauce Gardner is on the injury report with an illness. Don't know if he'll play.
It was a good. I look at it like, okay, I bet you when they made the schedule for this, they were like, oh, I ate with this one. But nah, this matchup is crazy bad. I mean, you got this Eagles offense is only showing that they're gelling more and more by the week. This Eagles defense set up to keep a lot of teams at bay, even though some times they've given up a lot of points. But yeah, this Eagles team is nothing to fuck with, even slightly. So I feel bad for the boys having to play them this week.
Does the Jalen Carter sprained his ankle during practice late this week? He's in question to play for Sunday. Darius Slay, he has a knee injury. He might miss this week as well. So those are two big pieces on the defense. Does that not worry you at all? Do you think they still eat?
Nah, they're gonna eat.
Yeah. If you probably could have talked me into the Jets here as a home dog if they didn't lose Elijah Vera Tucker, the only good offensive lineman they had. He got hurt again. He's out for the season. So even without Jalen Carter on in the front seven, I think the Eagles are just going to dominate here. Next game. Speaking of domination, Sunday Night Football. Bills biggest spread on the slate, a 15-point favorite against the Giants. Kev. Giants
Yeah,
are
15 points is
super
crazy.
banged up.
Is Daniel Jones playing?
No Daniel Jones.
Whoa.
No Andrew Thomas, all pro left tackle. No starting center, John Michael Schmitz. No offensive tackle, Matt Peart. No linebacker, Azeez Ojulari. Shaquan questionable. Waller questionable. Evan Neal questionable. Other guards, Shane Lumi questionable. Mika McFadden, linebacker questionable. They are fucking banged up. That's Tyrod Taylor will be the starter here. Some people said maybe a fucking revenge game, but there's a 15-point spread.
That's a lot of fucking points.
15 points. I think this is the biggest spread of the year so far.
Now that's insane. And I wouldn't have been mad if it was the 24-point spread. Regardless, if them boys coming to handle business, this game should be bad.
I think it is going to be bad. You got the Jags beating the Bills over there in London. That probably left a bad taste in their mouth. Now they get to play the primetime Giants. I mean, the Giants haven't won a primetime game in a fucking minute.
A minute, an hour, and
Yeah.
some days.
Man, this is supposed to be Brian DeBall revenge game against the Bills. Not revenge, but going against former team. I don't know. This is going to be an ass whooping. I think. I think this is going to be like a 42-10 game. The Bills.
Nah, no rap cap, and it's just like that's just the way it's about to be.
And then Monday night, Monday Night Football. I don't think I have any props for that game. Nah. So, oh no, I do have some props. Jalen Hurts. Oh no, mine. This is for the Eagles. I forgot to get this one out. Jalen Hurts under 228 passing yards. Tyler Conklin over 2.5 reception, and Brees Hall under 54.5 rushing yards. But Monday Night Football, Chargers 2-point underdog at home against the Dallas Cowboys, who are coming off an ass whooping. Justin Herbert, I think he's still got the injury. I don't know how big of a deal it is. I know he will be playing though. Do you think this is the spot where Kellen Moore revenge game is on the table? Do you think it's the Kellen Moore revenge game against his former team and the Cowboys, or do you think the Cowboys defense is going to blow up Herbert?
Oh, that's a great question. But like, I want to call it the Kellen Moore revenge games because I do like the Chargers. Because didn't the Chargers have a bye last week?
They did, and Herbert was hurt. He needed that bye.
Rested, relaxed, thinking twice about everything. Oof. I like
Was
this
back.
Kevin, and I like this Kellen Moore team, and I like Zeke.
Yeah, Austin Eckler
Eckler's
back for
back.
the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like I like this Chargers team to come in crazy, but at the same time, Dan Quinn has been scheming against the Kellen Moore offense. He knows what Kellen Moore likes and his tendencies and things like that. So I think Dell's kind of like defeat each other, like they take it out. But now it asks is can this new Cowboys offense keep up with this offense? Because I think this Chargers team is going to come ready to shoot this bitch out. 32. If they're willing to score 32, and the Cowboys, if they want to win, they got to be willing to score 34, and you got to be able to do that without turning the ball over.
and Chargers defense, they don't have J.C. Jackson no more. Corner, he's back
Mm-hmm.
in the Patriots. So like, I want to see how their secondary looks like because
What they look better?
they possibly could. Khalil Mack had a career game before going into the bye. Like fucking,
Six sacks.
can he continue it, stack it? Bosa's still on the other side. Like might not be an issue. It's to me, it's like I could see the Cowboys defense fucking up Herbert, but I can also see Herbert fucking them up because the defense without Tavon Diggs, since the Tavon Diggs injury, I think they are bottom 5 against the pass since he went
Wow.
down, and this is not a team you want to be bad against the passing. We saw Brock Purdy dice him up. And one thing that I think the 49ers and Chargers have in common, it isn't the scheme or anything. They both got an all-pro perennial left tackle. Trent Williams for the 49ers, probably the best placed position in the last 25 years. Then you got Penei Sewell, or not Penei Sewell. How the fuck? What's his name? Because Penei Sewell is the one for the Lions. Let's see, left tackle. It's
I say, I don't keep up with the names.
Slater, Rashawn Slater. Since fucking rookie year was one of the best left tackles in the league. So if he can control Parsons, which Trent Williams definitely did a great job doing it, this Cowboys defense is kind of like there's nothing else to really fear anymore without Tavon Diggs on the backside. And for those reasons, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with the home dog here and the Chargers. I think their offense is going to put up more points. And Dak went from gunslinger to check down artist. He's no longer somebody who I can be like, okay, maybe they can rally, put up a lot of points. It's like he's become a check down merchant. Doesn't have Amari Cooper to bail him out. Like this offense look bad. It could be Tony Pollard though. Tony Pollard could have a career game. It is Chargers run defense too. So like that's what scares me on the other side. But I'm gonna trust Herbert, but Pollard could take off.
I'm gonna take you up on that trust in Herbert thing. I think the Chargers can really fuck this bitch up because their defense could let the Cowboys do whatever they want. But the Cowboys show that they can come up and like shit the bed. Like they did. They didn't look great against the Cardinals. They didn't look anything at all last week against the 49ers. So I think we thought this Cowboys team was a little bit better than they were. And I think they can show up some games, but this might not be the game that they can just keep. I just think they can't keep up this game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, might be back-to-back L's for my dad. Hate to see it.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully you call me before this game and be like, yeah, man, changing my pick.
That might not happen this week. That might not happen. But Now let's get into everyone's favorite segment. Kev, we're killing it on the locks and dogs. We're both 6-3 on our locks. We're both 3-3 on our dogs. Way better than last year. Last year, just to put it in reference, I had a total of 15. No, a total of 6 locks, and you had a total of 5 dogs. We're both we're both 3-3 right now. A lot better.
Nice.
But let's get into the lock and dog segment. As always, I'm gonna throw it to you, Kev, to start it off for us.
All right, man. We have been doing our thing. I appreciate the great intro, Big Dog. So super quick, man. Don't have the best explanations for it because I think this is a week where a lot of crazy shit can go down. So for the safe pick, I'm taking Eagles to beat the Jets. Safety. And I'm gonna take
You got the Jags. You got the
Oh yeah. I got the Jags over the Colts all day. Because that might be a crazy game, but I'll take the Jags over the Colts. Why not? No AR. And then for my dogs, I didn't pick too many, and I'm definitely not trusting this Patriots team. So we're gonna take the Chargers on this one.
All right. So my locks are the two of the locks I wrote down were my two first best bets I had whenever I saw the slate. The Bengals, I just think their offense is looking way better. Seattle's defense is going to let up a lot of let Jamar Chase run free, and we're going to see Joe Burrow throw a few tutties at my boy again.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other one, another small spread here, Saints. I just think the Saints against defense against this Texans offense is what's going to win them this game. Derek Carr's going to not Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara is going to look pretty good against this Texans defense. And I just think the run game plus the defense is what wins the Saints this game. And CJ Stroud's going to be in for a long day because this is his first real deal top 5 defense type of test.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then for my dog, you didn't want to take him, but I'm going to take him. That's how adamant I was on the +3. Give me the Pats as a dog here. Patriots, Bill Belichick against his former coaches. McDaniels is about to get cooked. And I just think the fucking Jimmy G's going to throw an interception. Offense is going to look shaky. Ramondre Stevenson's going to just run all over this fucking Raiders defense. And that's all the Patriots need to win this game.
No, hell yeah. I mean, I respect it. I just doesn't trust him.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my best bets, Kev. This is my first time giving out more than 5, and I gave out 7 of them bitches on accident.
Oh, wow. Nice.
But as always, thank everyone for watching. Again, go down, like, and comment. Subscribe to the channel. And as always, this has been our episode Totally Blitz podcast. We just picked week 6 of the NFL slate, recap Thursday Night Football where the Chiefs beat up on the Broncos. And as always, these were your hosts. I'm Paul Pick 'em Win 'em, joined with Kevin, Waterboy Savoy. And if y'all didn't know, now y'all know, motherfuckers.